Good afternoon. Welcome to Remlinger Manufacturing. My name's Ty. Today we kind of wanted to do a setup, kind of pre-setup for a grain drill. We get a call once in a while with some questions of how to calibrate and some of the initial settings before you go to the field, so that way you don't have quite so many things to do on your first day out. So initially, first off, whenever you run a grain drill, and most all of them are designed to be used when they're in operation to be level. So you kind of want to wash the top of the seed box, and that wants to be level. Other than that, the biggest part is we're going to start out front here with our no-till coulters. Those are going to be set up in a kind of a standard position. You can raise them, lower them, depending upon how deep you want that coulter to be. Whenever it comes to the seed setting, we have a chart in our owner's manual which will give you a variety of different seeds for the large seed hopper and the small seed hopper. Today we're going to do a calibration on the large seed hopper to kind of help give a reference. We're going to use hard red winter wheat, which is a crop that we plant up here in through Ohio, and I'm sure over through the Midwest. But it's going to be the specific size is going to help with maybe either some other sizes that you have. If the size of seed you have is not listed in the chart, just find a like size seed, and that's going to get you pretty close. And with this calibration that we're going to do today, you can pretty much calibrate it, make sure your seed rate is fixed for when you do go to the field. I know some of the seeds are getting relatively expensive, and that might help avoid some unnecessary costs. So when we start out, we're going to start out with our seed meter. So in our seed meter on the side of this, for this particular seed, we have the gate here on the side of the seed meter, and there's 4 positions there. So the hard red winter wheat, or just wheat, is going to be in position number 1. And basically what that is there's a gate inside that seed meter that holds the seed closest to the feed roll. Okay, so, and obviously then in setting number 4 would be the furthest away, which might be your soybeans or something like that, be a lot larger. So that is going to be the first initial setting. The second setting is going to be the gate here that's going to allow the seed to fall into the seed meter. And basically what it does is that feed roll slides in and out of that feed roll, which is going to pick that seed up. In this particular one, we're going to have this set on 7/16 to start off with. On the front here, you're going to have these different gears that come with the grain drill. So that's going to enable you to get these different seed rates and get things put together. As we move down the side, I'm going to open up the chain gate here. This is basically all the chain drives for your small seed, for your large seed. We're going to be concentrating on the large seed for today. These gears down here are the gears that you're going to want to change, and we have the 23 tooth sprocket on here, which is going to drive this 47 here. So basically what that's going to be is if you wanted to go into a smaller range, then you're going to want to take this 23 off and grab the smaller one on the front, which I believe is 13. So I mean, it kind of depends on which way you want to be with that. There are some variances there. Basically what we're going to be looking here for today is 90 pounds to the acre. Okay, so that's it's on the high end for seed, but I kind of wanted to shoot for that higher end. Okay, so as we move back the row unit, this down pressure spring holds down pressure on that row unit. So there's a W clip in here which can be moved, and there are adjustment holes in this to allow for more down pressure on that seed row. So that's going to be in your first initial setup, but you can change that, whatever your desired depth and down pressure is going to be. And as we come back here towards the back, we have the D handle, which is going to give us our depth of the double disc opener. And basically that's going to be, if you move it forward, it's going to be shallower because it's not going to allow it up as much. And as you move it towards the back, it's going to allow it to go deeper. So depending on your seed depth, you can play with those, change them. I would probably set it somewhere in the middle until you get your initial setup done. Basically, I put a partition inside the seed box, and I have blocked off 3 seed meters, so that way they're going to fall down through, and I've also put a tub underneath that we're going to catch the seed in. We're going to take this seed meter wheel and we're going to revolutionize that. We're going to go 30 times. Okay, so then when we come down to it, when we have the equation at the end, this is all going to come into compute so we can figure out exactly our rate per acre. We've got just a simple kitchen scale that we're going to use. Get the scale zeroed out, and now we're going to dump our wheat into that little tub. And there we're going to come up with it about right in between 11 and 12 ounces, which is exactly where we want to be. So we've done our calibration. So the numbers in the equation is the 5609 times 11 ounces is going to give us a number of 61,699. And so in the bottom part of that equation, you're going to have your 30 revolutions, and then we have 3 seed meters that are 7.5 inches apart. That's going to give us the 22.5, which is going to give that number of 675. So you're going to take that 61,699 and divide it by the 675, which is going to give us 91.4 pound of the acre. So we were aiming for 90, so we're just a tick over. So at that point, you could either go with that, there might be some variables, or you could loosen this knob and bump that just a little bit south of 7/16. Okay, so that's your variance that you're going to have with any type of seed rate, any type of seed size, any kind of seed treat is going to change everything. So it's a good idea to always do that quick calibration, save you a lot of headaches. So basically that's the whole thing right there. That's the calibration. If you ever have any more questions about that, feel free to give us a call, 1-800-537-7370. Reach us through the internet, remlingermanufacturing.com, or reach out to your local rep. Thank you.